Welcome to the Midweek Mashup.
Get down. Get down. Here we go now. Get down.
Welcome to the Colin with the Boys podcast. My name's Ascent, and this is Nathan.
Hello.
This is the Midweek Mashup, episode 4, where we bring you the latest in gaming news and douchebaggery.
4 weeks, dude. It's already been 4 weeks.
Yeah, a little under the weather. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah, you sound like shit.
Well, you always sound like shit, so fuck you.
Wow.
Anyway, once again, I want to thank all the listeners for your guys' feedback and interaction. And I also want to thank Mike Boudet for a great episode last Saturday. So I hope you guys stick around and see what we're all about. With that said, I hope you guys have been enjoying these midweek mashups. I can't stand being here one-on-one with Nathan, but, you know,
Wow.
I'll do it for you guys, so.
That's messed up deep down.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling the truth.
Hey, you know what? You might end up doing your Saturday show by yourself, too. How about that?
I mean, I'll get over it at some point, you know. Get over that hump and learn how to do it myself.
All right, I'm selling my shares. Who wants to buy them?
What shares?
Hey, calm down now.
It's like a diving deep into the negatives company.
It could prosper one day.
One day.
Soon.
Soon. Anyway, I want to get us into our first topic, which actually has nothing to do with gaming news or douchebaggery. So, it's back to what we talked about in midweek mashup 1, which was the World Cup.
Oh, yep. I heard England bombed it today.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say they bombed it, but they definitely stopped playing the last half.
Just got tired, or?
I don't know what it was. Either way, yeah, the Croatia won against England, so the official final now for the World Cup is France versus Croatia.
Croatia? Where have they been in the last 50 years?
Well, they've made it up there before.
Have they?
They've never made it to a final, but they have made the semifinals before. And they've always kind of been they've always kind of been a good soccer side, but they have a lot of good players right now on their team. A lot of their players play for really high up club teams, so I mean they're really good players.
The only thing I know about Croatia is they make Glock handguns, or used to anyways.
I didn't know that, so there you go.
Or no, not Glock. I'm sorry. I think it was Springfield Armory, like the XDs. I don't remember. No, I feel like an idiot because I don't remember. Oh well.
Well, you are. So
yeah.
Anyway, so the final is Croatia versus France. Out of the first episode, the midweek mashup episode, France was one of my 5 picks. But Croatia was not. So that's it's different. Didn't expect Croatia to do that well. I knew they had a good team, but they got to the final. And you know they've gotten to the final by the skin of their teeth, because the last 2 before England, they've won with penalties, meaning they tied the game and they tied through overtime and they had to go to penalties to decide who wins the game.
Mm-hmm.
So the last 2 they've barely gotten through on penalties, and this one was also tied, but they ended up scoring in extra time instead of going to penalties. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know how rare that is for soccer, so I don't know if that's like a a common occurrence or not?
I wouldn't say it's rare, but it's rare for someone that makes the final to just
Right.
keep getting through barely. And,
So do you think France is gonna like steamroll them, or do you think they have a chance?
I don't think they'll steamroll them because Croatia's still a good team. They're very defensive. That's probably why they've tied and won on penalties.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I definitely think they're the underdog again against France. But I'm actually rooting for Croatia because they've never been to a final, and they've obviously because of that they've never won a World Cup. So France has.
Oh, well, yeah, root for Croatia then.
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing. Both of them have Manchester United players, so I'm happy with that.
Nice.
Um,
That's your like
So-
farm team or whatever you call it, right?
my farm team.
That's not the right word. Club team? Is that what you guys
Club
call it? A club team?
Farm team. No, dude, it's our farm team. What are you talking about?
I don't know why I was thinking farm team. Like baseball has farm teams. Like the Tulsa Drillers, for example, used to be the Texas Rangers like farm team, and they would send people there that weren't ready to make it to the pros and try them out on their farm team to like see if they were ready to come into the majors. Farm team was the wrong example. Club team is the term I was looking for.
Yeah, and it's completely separate from like international teams and club teams. Club teams are actually more they're better than international teams because they're made up of different countries and they can buy players, while international teams are stuck with whoever lives there, or not whoever lives there, but whoever's from that country.
Okay, so any farm team like Manchester United, for example, could have a United States player, but when it comes to the World Cup, they have to play on the United States team?
Right, exactly.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah,
Manchester United is just a club team. It's just what they like. International really doesn't play other than at the World Cup.
Right.
So, or
you go
or,
home
you know,
to your
for-
home country.
Right.
Gotcha.
So, like Manchester United made of a bunch of players. That's why there's some Manchester United players on the Croatia team and some that are on the French team. It's just
That'd be weird playing against your like farm team's players.
I mean, it's whatever.
For Queen
Either way.
country. Wait, that's England
Yeah.
or Britain.
England, which is going to be on Saturday, is going to be the third place game
Mhm.
for the bronze medal, and that's England versus Belgium. And as much as I wanted England to get to the final, I think they're going to end up being fourth because Belgium, I think, is very strong, and I honestly think France beat them on a whim, like on a fluke. I think
Got
Belgium was
lucky.
the better team. Yeah. And with that said, I think in the top four, Belgium is probably the best team, yet they're in the third place game. So I think they're going to end up beating England, but who knows?
I thought the World Cup had like a losers bracket where the loser, like the winner of the losers bracket, can come back to face. No.
No, they've never had that.
Hmm.
They
That
have
should
the
be a
group
thing.
stage. They have the group stage, which is 32 teams,
Mm-hmm.
and that's split between 8 groups of 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the top 2 from every group go into the round of 16, which is the top 16 teams. That's 8 matches. Then they go into the quarterfinals, which is 4 matches, 8 teams. Semifinals, 4 teams, 2 matches, and then the final and the third place game.
So it's single elimination.
Yeah. I mean, once you in the group stage, you play 3 games. You play against every other member of the group that you're in,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Gotcha.
after that, depending on how you did against the other 3, which is a point system, you would go and be the top 2 in your group and go into the round of 16. So,
Gotcha.
But-
well, good luck to Croatia. Hope you guys do well. I mean, I'm only rooting because you're the underdog. I don't care about soccer, so
well,
have
you
fun.
should.
I can't run that much, dude. Like, props to soccer players. They run a hell of a lot more than any other sport. Like that's what turned me away from soccer. Like, oh yeah, you got to keep constantly running up and down. It's like, nope, not for me.
Yeah, I mean, you do run a ton in soccer, but I don't know. The biggest turnoff to Americans for soccer is that you can tie. That's like
Yeah,
you
we're
can't do
winners
that
here.
in the U.S.
America.
Yeah, exactly. You either win or you fucking lose. There's no tie. It's not okay.
Right.
And then the other big thing is that everyone gives soccer players shit because they flop and like act
Basketball
like hurt.
players do that too, though.
Every sport does that. Now
baseball doesn't.
you could say football doesn't, and you could even say baseball doesn't, and it doesn't in that same way. But they do things like that, and the reason they flop, I don't want anyone to think that soccer players are like these weak grass fairies that get like touched on the field and then they go down and they're actually hurt. No, every
just
single
trying to
player.
get an advantage.
Exactly. There's every player, no matter what sport, is literally doing that to get an advantage for their team. That's it.
I guess baseball can do that because sometimes, like, I've seen batters in the box like turn into a pitch and get hit for a walk.
Yeah.
So I guess it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing in every sport. It's just with soccer, because it's so open and there's no pads or anything, it's the most noticeable of their acting.
Dude, I've seen some of those compilations and they're fucking hilarious. Like they'll literally just be running and then they trip and fall and start like holding their knee, pointing at somebody. I'm just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's whatever. I respect the sport. It's my favorite sport. So
cheers.
Anyway, let's actually get to some gaming news, huh?
Yeah.
So first thing we're going to start off with is the Xbox Game Pass adds 2 games this week. One of them being my most played game on Steam, which is Rocket League, which is pretty much soccer with cars. So it's my favorite game. And the other one is Warhammer Vermintide 2. I haven't ever really been a huge Warhammer fan, but I know it has a huge fan base. So don't hate me because I haven't played it.
I've seen quite a few streamers play Vermintide 2, and it looks fun. Like, if you were going to play with friends, like, it'd be a fun, like, 4-player co-op game for, like,
what
me,
kind of
you,
game is
Jeremy.
It?
It's like a first-person dungeon crawler. Like, you have, like, swords, or you can use, like, bows and arrows, or, I believe there's guns in there, like muskets and shit like that. And it's a first-person shooter / hack and slash dungeon crawler, from what I've seen. Looks fun.
Huh.
Like, I think me and you would like enjoy it to play with 2 other people, just to kill the time, which we don't have much left. So, for the next year.
Well, yeah, there you go. But yeah, Rocket League's my favorite. They've added it to Xbox, but it's still not cross-platform to PC.
That's crazy because PlayStation Network is, and PlayStation Network hates PC or Microsoft or whatever, so I don't get what's going on.
I think it is cross-platform. Like, I think I can still team up with an Xbox player if we, like, type in each other's names and find each other through the search
PC
system.
or from PlayStation?
From either or Xbox, not PlayStation. But for when I go into competitive play, ranked play in Rocket League, all I ever see is Cynet. So it doesn't include Nintendo Switch or Xbox in that. It's just Cynet.
So it's on all the major platforms now.
Right, it is. But I'm guessing Rocket League on Xbox is like, if you want to play ranked on there, you're basically only playing with other Xbox players.
Gotcha. Now you're pretty high, like decently ranked in competitive Rocket League, right?
Yeah, I'm the highest I've ever gotten is Diamond 3, which is one step away from Champion. And then Grand Champions, like where the pros are. So I'm up there. It's above average, but it's not like I'm some great player.
You're a great player in my book, dude. I can't jump and fly for nothing.
It is a high skill cap game, but I've also put over 1,000 hours into it because I enjoy
Holy
it so much. So,
shit.
so yeah, I really enjoy that one. But yeah, check those games out, guys. If you have the Game Pass, I haven't been a console player since like 2004, so I mean, it doesn't really apply to me.
Right.
Next thing is Far Cry 5. Now, I loved Far Cry 5, but I don't know about this whole next thing. Their next expansion is called Lost on Mars.
Yeah, it looks like Starship Troopers Far Cry 5. And, like, I'm not a sci-fi fan. I've probably made that clear through this podcast. Anything sci-fi, I'm probably out. Unless somebody gifts it to me or pays for it, I'm not going to play it. But it's spiders, and I hate spiders. I don't know if I have arachnophobia. I probably do, because like me and my wife get into yelling matches with each other whenever like spiders come into the house on who's going to kill it. And typically she ends up winning, and she makes me kill it. But I fucking hate every minute of it. Like, I'll jaw back with her for about 5 minutes. Be like, oh, why don't you just fucking kill it? I don't want to fucking kill it. Like, I hate spiders. And I don't do snakes either, but spiders, I don't know. I'm always scared I'm going to get up to it and, like, get ready to slap it, and it's going to jump on me. And I'm going to fucking dance like I'm on fire. And it's going to be really embarrassing, so.
Yeah, except a lot of spiders don't just jump like that, especially at you.
Dude, I've seen too many of those fucking spider horror movies.
Yeah, well, those aren't real.
Well, the fact, what really scared me about spiders, and I think you were the one that told me this statistic years ago.
Real.
Huh?
But go ahead. It's not real, but go ahead.
Is the thing where it's like 5 spiders like crawl in your mouth. Like you eat 5 of them in your entire life. Is that you that told me that?
I did, yeah, and it was like 16 spiders that in your lifetime you eat like
Is that
16
fake?
spiders. I thought it was real when I told you, so don't think I was just like lying to you, but I've looked up and seen shit like that since, and it says it's a hoax. Like, that's not real.
It makes sense though.
It makes sense, I guess.
Like, oh,
well,
what's down here?
It makes sense, but then again, it doesn't, because like a spider would be so afraid of you that they wouldn't just crawl up to your mouth, especially with you breathing and like the
wind coming out of your nose.
Yeah, or your mouth. They'd be like, "What the fuck is this monster? I'm not getting near it."
Yeah, dude, that freaked me the fuck out for I don't know how long. So fuck you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's okay. I'm afraid of spiders too, but like, I'm not. I'll still just kill a spider, and I'll put on a brave face, and no one will ever know I'm scared of spiders. But if it starts jumping around, I'm out.
I can see you come running out.
The only time I've ever actually seen a spider jump was I was in like 6th grade, and I went to a summer camp, and we were just walking to, I don't know where the fuck we were walking to, but it was like a gravel road, and there was actually a tarantula, like a wild tarantula, that was walking around, and we all surrounded it. We were like, ooh, a tarantula. And it was just kind of, slowly walking around how tarantulas do. And all of a sudden, it like scurried really fast and jumped on this kid's like ankle, and everyone freaked the fuck out.
Oh, I would have shit all over myself. Like, I would have been running with a brown tail for sure. Like, it would have been bad.
Running with a brown tail?
Yeah, dude,
That's
you would have never
disgusting.
seen me run so fast with my legs spread so far apart. Like, it'd just be coming down my leg, dude. Like, that kid is probably traumatized for the rest of his life. Like,
Probably, yeah.
Poor kid.
But,
my heart goes out to you if you're listening to this by chance.
By chance, yeah, right. Either way, yeah, like, I don't know. I'm not that afraid of spiders. They just need to kind of chill away from me, and we're good.
But Far Cry 5, it was a good game. If you like sci-fi shit and you haven't played Far Cry 5, it was terrific. Loved every minute of it. Go check it out.
There you go. You heard it here first. Check it out.
Right here. Yep.
It's not here first. But anyway, we're going to move on to the Hearthstone's next expansion, which is brings back Dr. Boom. So there's a few things being added, if anyone's familiar with Hearthstone and how it works.
Magnetic cards.
Obviously the new expansion, but magnetic cards, which have to do with mechanical type minions.
Mm-hmm.
If you put them down and then you put a magnetic card down, it kind of merges the two, from what I understand, or makes them both go off. Or
no,
you can explain it better, because I'm not a big Hearthstone guy.
If you put a card down and it has a magnetic, like it's a mech, and you put a magnetic mech down, it will fuse them together. And say you had a mech that was 2 of 2 playing by itself, you could lay down this other mech that's magnetic. It could be 2 of 2 and have a death rattle. They'll fuse together, become a 4 of 4 death rattle mech. So they fuse together and put all their traits together. So pretty cool idea. It can make for some super overpowered decks, but we'll see how it goes. And I haven't played Hearthstone since the Karazhan.
Definitely won't have any like mechanical aggro, because they just fucking magnet onto each other. Instead of having a full board, you're just gonna have one big mech that's gonna get destroyed by a card.
Yeah, it'll probably just get killed by a fucking fireball or something from a mage.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I always played aggro decks. Like my favorite was like either the Warlock. It was a Warlock Murloc deck. Was my favorite aggression deck. But I also played a Pyric deck too, which was pretty cool. But I think it was a Rogue. I don't remember. But I'm out of that shit. It got too expensive. I started sinking way too much of my money into buying cards, and I didn't get enough return out of it. So,
yeah, I mean, for anyone out there that's wanting to play card games, Hearthstone is great. But I have to admit, because I've played, back in the day, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! In college, I played Magic the Gathering, and I've also played Hearthstone. Thought about playing Gwent, which is the Witcher card game. And the thing they all have in common, they're all fun in their own way, but the thing they all have in common is it's pretty much pay to win. And I don't mean that in the sense that, like,
you can buy specific cards, but
yeah, you can buy specific cards. But what I'm saying is, like, to build a good deck, you have to put some money into it. And basically, you're not going to go into a game like that and just put in like some starter money, like, oh, here, I'm going to buy a few packs for $30 and get anywhere.
No.
You actually have to.
It's fun for the casual player, I think. Like the person that goes in there doesn't care about ranking up, doesn't do the, I'm trying to think of the opposite of casual, competitive play. The person that doesn't care about competitive play can have a lot of fun with Hearthstone. But if you want to be competitive, you got to spend money. And that's the end of... it's not just Hearthstone, it's any card game, so...
I disagree with that, because I think you going in as a casual player without trying and just like kind of build some bullshit deck, you're still going to lose in casual all the time.
Think so?
And yeah. And I don't know. I still think even in the casual part of Hearthstone, you're still like, people are still trying out decks in there and trying out different things, and that's how it is with all card games. In my opinion, it's the funnest whenever you do actually put some money into it and build a decent deck, and then you get to experience it like kicking ass for like a good percentage of the time. And that's when it's the most fun, whenever you like your deck, you actually see it working together with the cards you have in there.
Right.
And like, many decks, the reason a good deck is a good deck is it works no matter what you draw. It can still work together and come out with a win.
Right.
So I don't know. I enjoy stuff like that, but if I really wanted to enjoy it the most, I'd have to put some money into it, and I'm not willing to do that at the moment.
Yeah, not me.
So there's that. And then the last topic we're going to go over is the Monster Hunter World PC release date is announced. Seen this played on Twitch quite a lot, this game.
Looks pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie.
It does. It looks pretty fun. I didn't actually. I thought it was on PC already when I was watching it on Twitch, but everyone apparently was playing it on console.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know so many people still had console. What are you guys doing out there?
Yeah.
Why don't you just run consoles into the ground already?
Not everybody has the money it costs to play a PC, though.
I mean, I get that. And there's some. This is the thing, in my opinion. I think the only console that still needs to be out and still needs to be a console is Nintendo.
Yeah,
because
I can get that.
With you know, kind of lighthearted games like that, I think are better on a console.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're doing like some, you know, Call of Duty esports, that can't be on console anymore.
Yeah. Like, why would you not want to play that on a PC? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
You have so much more control over what, like, pinpointed control. Like, where you move your mouse is so much more accurate than what I can imagine being on a gamepad joystick.
Right. Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
with certain games like that, with a game like Monster Hunter World, the reason I thought it was on PC is because it seems like such a PC game that it needs to be PC.
Yeah.
But it is coming to PC and
August 9th.
August 9th. And
which is like, I don't know, the same week or just a few days before World of Warcraft's expansion release. So I'm not going to be playing that game. Let's just be honest.
yeah. Yeah, I won't be picking it up either. But
Nope.
I mean, it's not necessarily that's a bad game. I'm very picky with video games, and there's a lot of video games that I would find fun, but that aren't worth you know, a new release amount of money that it costs.
Right.
And Monster Hunter World is one of those. If you know, I would pick it up if it was cheaper. You know, give it to me for like $20, $25. I'll buy it.
Yeah, get on next year's summer Steam sale. Like, it'll probably be out. It's probably when I'll get it.
Even though GTA 5 has been out for like 6 years now, and it's still like $50.
Yeah, that's why I was like, nah.
Actually, this year on this year's
$30.
summer sale, I think it was $19.99. But I was like, I don't want to play it at this point.
Yeah, they're all the same, in my opinion. It's literally, what do you do on PC? You log into a lobby, you run around, and you try and kill shit, and that's it. Like,
I really enjoy it. Like the GTA games are really fun, especially with friends, and you can fuck around for hours and have a ton of fun.
I don't know, I never liked them, but that's just me.
Well, I have nothing.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Anyway, that's all we got. Everyone should look forward to our episode this Saturday, which is gonna be with the Lorerunner on
for you WoW lovers out there.
Yeah, we ended up talking about Warcraft lore the whole time. Now I know Lorerunner
it's a Sin's fault.
It's not my fault. It's probably my fault, but
it's your fault.
You know, Lorerunner, he lore runs many different games. But obviously, since we're Warcraft fans, I think I am the one that brought up Warcraft, and then we ended up talking the rest of the podcast about it.
It was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, I had a ton of fun, and you know, we talked to him after, and hopefully we can get him on again to talk to him a little more about other things than just Warcraft. So
yep.
So hopefully we can get that, but you guys can look forward to that. With that said, thank you guys for listening to this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed the midweek mashup so far. But even if you didn't, we would love to heed. Wow.
Heed.
We would love to
We
hear.
will heed your response.
We would love to hear your feedback, and that can be sent to at Cold One Podcast. Actually, no, that's wrong too. coldonepodcast@gmail.com. And you can get to us on social media with that Cold One Podcast. That's for Twitter and Facebook. I can't talk today.
Give him a round of applause, people. He figured it out.
I'm sorry for my monotone. I feel like I've been very monotone this entire podcast, and I apologize because I'm sick.
You get over it.
So I feel like I've been this same tone the entire thing. Anyway, so you can follow us on social media there. Also check out our website, actionsperminute.net, where you can see the latest episodes. You can check out our APM sponsored streamers and get the link to our APM Network Discord if you want to hang out with us. If you like what we do, please tell your friends, coworkers, and family. Thanks, guys, and remember, don't drink and drive.
Goodbye.
Yeah.